This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.
The Federal Executive Council, FEC, has approved the proposal mandating the NNPCL to sell crude oil to the Dangote Refinery in naira instead of dollars. The FEC believes that by doing this, they are stabilizing the dollar-naira exchange rate and saving billions of dollars that will be otherwise spent on importing refined petroleum products. Now, the sale of crude oil in naira is not just limited to the Dangote Refinery. The Dangote Refinery is receiving this as a pilot scheme, but it does cover every other local refinery in Nigeria. Joining us on the conversation this morning is the former chief economist at Zenith Bank PLC, Mr. Marcel Okeke. Mr. Okeke, good morning and welcome to the conversation.
Good morning. Thank you for having me today.
We've talked extensively about economic measures on Now Breakfast, and we've talked to you about it. Your prognosis has not always been positive. Does that remain the same with this latest move by the FEC towards stabilizing the exchange rate?
Well, this is a very, very welcome decision, initiative, policy. Our concern is to ensure that it's implemented to the letter. Because most of the times the challenge is with the implementation, policy implementation. And then along the line, you have some people sabotaging the policy or not being serious with the implementation. So, but if this one of allowing Dangote Refinery and the other local refineries, to buy crude oil here locally in naira, that will be a game changer.
Right.
It will have a lot of positive effect.
So let's lean closely into this. In terms of how this affects the naira, the stability, the strength, the exchange rate possibilities for the naira. What does it look like if local refineries need more naira to buy crude oil?
Let me tell you that if this policy is implemented, that is the very first realistic, mark my words, the very first realistic step in trying to turn around the fortunes of this economy. Because about 1/3 or 1/4 of forex that is sold in this economy goes to the importation of crude oil from outside. So once this is stopped and Dangote and others buy in dollars here, you understand, and sell accordingly their product, PMS, diesel and all that at the end of the day, you understand, it means that they must definitely sell at cheap, prices to Nigeria. And this issue of having a high cost of transportation that we feed into a high cost of living, high cost of everything leading to high inflation and all that will begin to come down consistently over time. You understand?
Yes.
So these are the ripple effects that we expect. But I'm still worried, I'm still concerned, and I'm still praying that let this policy be implemented to the letter. You understand?
Right. Of course, you've referred to how well it will help Nigeria in terms of our economy. The strength of the naira is another thing that has worried. It's been exchanged, at quite saddening rates. I'm not just talking about the dollar. I'm talking about even other currencies across Africa. Will this improve the strength of the naira on the African continent?
It will over time if the policy is consistently implemented. Because the naira rate is largely determined by demand and supply. So when people who are importing refined products are no longer playing there to be putting pressure on the exchange rate, that over time will now mean that there is not so much demand. You understand? On the demand side will go down. Okay? While the supply will somehow improve because the supply will keep improving because of oil export and some non-oil export and all that. So over time, all that will now strengthen the naira. Okay? So but we just hope that the implementation of this policy, will remain consistent. And government will not in any way embark on policy somersault in a short while. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Okeke. Thank you for your time and your expertise on the conversation. Marcel Okeke is a former chief economist at Zenith Bank PLC. He joined us this morning on Now Breakfast to talk about the decision of FEC, the Federal Executive Council, that mandates an NNPCL to sell crude oil to local refineries in Nigeria using the Dangote Refinery as its pilot scheme in naira, as against the practice of selling it in dollars. We ask that you stay tuned to your Beyond the News station this morning. The conversations continue at 7:35. We bring you a look at the markets on naira and kobo so that you can understand just what it costs to go into the markets and buy goods and services right here in Nigeria, at least in the month of July 2024. Do stay with us.
This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.